Okay, here we go. We're going to take our chuck eye steaks and we're going to put a dry rub on these today. In my last video I talked about, a nice classic base wet marinade that you can add a lot of different flavors to, and you can critique and make it, make it your own sauce. Add your own ingredients to it. Add the things that you like to that base marinade and just make a wonderful sauce, rather than paying an exorbitant amount of money at the store for a sauce that you may or may not like. Today we're going to do just a plain old-fashioned dry rub. I love the Himalayan pink salt. Amazing stuff. I gotta admit, I hardly ever eat just regular salt anymore. This Himalayan salt is just amazing. We're going to use some garlic, some onion, some coarse ground pepper, and then today a little cayenne pepper. Just a good spicy dry rub for this meat today. All right, here we go. Let's bust out this dry rub and let's get these babies with some seasoning on them. Our chuck eye steaks all lined up here so that we can season them adequately. And then we'll get them put on a plate and get them stuck in the fridge and ready for eating tonight. So I'm going to start a bit of pink Himalayan salt on these babies. Let's put some garlic on these guys. Good garlic rub. You want to throw the spices on the meat that you want to taste first, because the ones that you put on the meat in the beginning is what's really going to stick to the meat really, really well. And you can be generous. Don't worry. A lot of this is going to cook off. A lot of this stuff is going to, you can be generous with what you're putting on these pieces of meat when it comes to a dry rub. And then a little bit of cayenne pepper for spice. I love a little cayenne pepper. It really does give a nice flavor to the meat, and you get a little bit of heat, but not too much heat. When you dry rub like this, I don't think it's going to resonate quite as much heat-wise. I just like to push on that meat a little bit, just to get the liquid to grab a hold, the moisture to grab a hold of the spices and kind of hold them in place. Let's flip these bad boys over and get it, do the other side. God, those are gorgeous. I am excited. I'm going to be excited about eating these tonight. These are going to make me happy, at least my belly anyway, and my taste buds. And that's going to be a good thing. All right, again, let's start with salt. Pink Himalayan salt. One of my favorite salts nowadays. I don't know if you ever watched how this stuff is made. It's quite interesting, and a good time.
Sounds dry.
There we go. Little onion. Coarse ground pepper. A good nice pat. You need a little cayenne pepper on both sides, in my opinion. If you did want to go with a little less of the spicy, of course you could do just one side and not do the other side. That would work as well. But I like a little spicier meat, so we're going to do both sides today. For this demonstration, anyway. fall. Those are going to go in the fridge right now. And honestly, I'm going to leave them open air like this because probably in the next few hours, 5 to 6 hours, we're going to be cooking these up on the grill. And I'm going to be pulling this out probably, an hour or two before I cook them and let them sit out and come up to room temperature. So that makes for a good grilling experience. In the refrigerator they go. Alright, let's do these ribs up real quick. And then we're going to slap those bad boys back in the fridge as well. Now the ribs we're going to do another day. I'm thinking what I'm going to do with these ribs in particular, and I'm going to spice them just like I would spice the other ones, because you take the meat, you spice the meat, you get just a little longer shelf life from it when it has the salts and the spices on it, just a little bit, because it'll slow down the bacteria growth and help preserve that meat. Again, we're going to do just the exact same marinade or exact same dry rub. Keep Himalayan salt. Garlic. And onion. Coarse ground pepper. And a little cayenne pepper. I don't know if you've ever been to Olive Garden. You've gotten at least a long time ago. They used to do this pasta. It was like a 4-cheese pasta, but it had like a boneless short rib on top of it. Super tender. Well, I'm going to cut this stuff up. I'm going to cut this meat up into little tiny pieces, and we're going to saute this meat. And then we're going to turn down the heat, and we're going to slow cook this, for probably 30 minutes, in a nice sauce. And I'm not exactly sure what sauce I'm going to use yet. I'll probably, add some butter to the pan, do about a half an onion, and, have that onion start to render down a little bit. And then, I'll saute in that onion and butter. And I'll probably add a little something else to it and cook it down nice and slow. So these are going to be really good. And we're going to do these on the pasta. Again, that piece of fat, that fatty one right there, there's meat there, but there's quite a bit of fat to it as well. I don't know. I personally will probably end up eating that because I love that fat. When that fat's nice and it's just good. It's just wonderful tasting in my opinion. Again, let's get this other side done with the salt, onion, garlic, coarse ground pepper, and then cayenne pepper. Oh, wow. Let's stick those bad boys right in this tray. There's a beautiful dry rubbed set of boneless beef country style ribs made from the chuck eye. These are nice, beautiful boneless chuck ribs. This is a nice blade rib coming off the top of that chuck eye that we just cut up earlier. And these ribs, there's so much you can do with them. Stew meat, chop suey, cook them just like they are in the crock pot, bake them, grill them. I mean, you can do so much with this piece of meat. I mean, we had some waste. There was a little bit of waste. I pulled that fat and all that stuff off of the chuck eyes, and the chuck ribs, but that's waste off 3 roasts, you guys. And we got 6 chuck eye steaks and basically 3.5 boneless country style ribs out of all that piece of meat. I think for the money, this is going to do us really well. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you spending time with me. Again, this is Tom from Tom's Interesting Talk. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate you. Peace.